Okay, so I always like to share my story about the product first
Please.
because ultimately, when I was scrolling Facebook, I was looking for something to make me feel and look better. So, my name is Carrie. I live in Massachusetts. I am a hair stylist salon owner. I have twin daughters. They're 23. I'm an empty nester. They just moved out. And my pup, Charlie, if you follow me on social media, he's the love of my life. So for me, I hit menopause and everything that once worked to keep me in shape and make me feel good or at least feel my best wasn't working. And I felt like I hit rock bottom because I was gaining weight like crazy. I had this brain fog that everyone complained about, and I thought they were just exaggerating. I wasn't sleeping all of a sudden. And the worst part for me was something that I had conquered years and years ago and I was so proud of was my anxiety. My anxiety was debilitating when I was younger. I would pass out and pee my pants, and it was horrific, as you can imagine, and embarrassing. So when that started to creep back and I wasn't sleeping, and then I had this brain fog that literally made me feel like I was forgetful. At 53, well, 52, when this started happening, I thought, wow, do I have early onset? Is there like I would ask my daughters all the time, please let me know if I'm repeating myself. I can't even remember if we watched that movie. And it was just this like ripple effect with everything. I was sluggish. I didn't want to work out anymore and all the things. So when I was looking for something, the thing that I said to myself when I opened up this studio, I said, I really, really want to have products around me and offered to the people I care about that are all natural and as clean as possible, right? So I started doing that in the studio, replacing things and really focusing on that. So then when I knew that I needed something, I thought, well, I can't take something that doesn't align with that. And I felt like I couldn't find anything. Everything had something in it. Either it wasn't vegan, it didn't align with my values, or it wasn't cruelty free, or, it had some nasty things, hidden at the bottom. And I definitely didn't want to do the shots. Personal preference. I did not want to do that. So when I saw one of my friends sharing something about a holistic all natural product that was changing her life or whatever she said, I don't know what it was, but I scrolled back and I looked at it, and I know and love my friend and I value what she shares. And when I clicked on it, it brought me to Danielle's page. And I'm like, wow, she is hot. And I'm like, what is she doing? Because if she's doing something and it's working, I want to know. And then when I saw that she was married to Chris Collins, now I have followed him for years and years, and he used to inspire me years and years ago. And I value his input and his opinions on things. So I thought, whoa, maybe I'm going to look at this. So anyway, I reached out to her and I said, hey, I see you, started this new product. Can you give me some information? She shared the information. I said, I don't want anything to do with the business, but I really need help. It was super affordable, in my opinion, even though I had no business spending money. I just knew I needed to feel better. Ordered the product. And after I got it, an hour into it, I don't know how or why, this is just my experience, but after an hour, I was like, oh my God, someone took that tight hat off my head and I can think clearly. And I just felt like I was walking like a little lighter. And I thought, okay, what is this? Is it just giving me energy? I called her. I'm like, is this normal? Because I feel kind of good. And she's like, girl, it's incredible what it's doing. And then we chatted for a little bit. And I don't know what came over me because I swore I would never do network marketing again because I sucked royally in the past. Stayed with the company for 10 years. I did nothing, made nothing, but I loved the product. That's how loyal I am. And I did not want anything to do with it. But something came over me. I don't know if it was God intervening and just saying, Carrie, this is what you've been praying for. I asked God to bless me. I said, God, please bless me. Get me out of this hole so that I can help others. And for some reason, I said, well, again, I don't have the money for this. I took my last credit card. I had 5 credit cards, guys. 4 were maxed out. One had $250 left of available credit. At 53, no money, barely getting by with my studio, working my butt off. And something came over me and said, Do it. I bought the package for $229 and change, and I went guns a-blazing. I don't know if it was just Danielle inspired me, God intervening, or it was just the fire was lit and the product was absolutely phenomenal for me, that my business just exploded. And people were excited. People were running with me. Friends were joining. And it was just absolutely incredible. I had never seen anything like that before in my life. I have watched people do this on social media, and I'm sure you have too. And I've always looked and thought either they're lying or they're exaggerating, because this just doesn't happen. But when I tell you it happened for me, I mean it. If you don't follow me already, go on my Facebook. It's all public. There is no exaggeration there. It literally turned my life around quickly and abundantly. And I am so incredibly blessed that I wake up every day and I still thank God. I'm like, is this my real life? Like, is this my real life? I feel great. It's helped me get out of situations that I never thought I could get out of. And I can go into those things if Neil wants to cover those tonight. But when I tell you this product changed my life, there's no exaggeration.
I'm sure there's a lot of ladies on this call that may have been having a similar experience, similar age of life. I'm probably not experienced to talk about those things. I'm certainly not experienced to talk about those things. But there's probably quite a few ladies. So anything else you'd like to share about that, Carrie? I'm sure the ladies on this call would appreciate that.
Yeah. So for me, menopause was absolutely debilitating. People had talked about it for years. My doctors were like, oh no, you have a ways to go. But the night sweats, the not sleeping, the weight gain, the belly bloating, the not going to the bathroom, all those things were accumulating and it was just weighing me down. And I know for us women, just the weight gain in the midsection, we're not even going to talk about the libido. Forget it. Forget it. If you have a high libido and this menopause comes in and crashes on your brain and just makes your body feel so lousy that you don't even want to be intimate, you don't want to do all these things, you understand what I'm saying. And when I tell you this product changed all of that for me, it's no exaggeration whatsoever.
Wow. Wow. Ladies, if you've got a question on this subject, please unmute yourself. From what I experienced of Carrie at boot camp and following her on Facebook since then, she's a bit of an open book. I think so, as you've probably discovered in the last 10 minutes. So I'm sure Carrie's not going to mind. If you want to unmute yourself and ask a question about that particular subject, please feel free to do so, because I don't know what to ask about that.
Yeah, please do. I know that it's so hard sometimes to, especially later on in life, where we're proud or we're embarrassed and we don't want to talk about these things. But the truth of the matter is we don't have to live like that, despite what they say. We don't have to live in pain. We don't have to live with all that weight in the midsection because it's just menopause. And we certainly shouldn't live in a world where we can't sleep and go to the bathroom and be intimate if we choose so and be uncomfortable. We shouldn't. That we need to change that, because God created everything we need. And if we just open our minds and trust our friends and family and people that we know, that there are things out there that will help us naturally. And I'm so glad I was open to something new, because my life was really bad. It was really, really bad. And it's funny because when you say that my life is an open book, it wasn't before. I was pretending. They say fake it till you make it. Well, I never made it. And I was faking and I was lying to myself. And that served no one. So I love that this company and the people, especially at boot camp, the open arms and the warmth and the love and the support to share our stories and be comfortable sharing our stories. And knowing that every time you share something as little or as big, even if it's just this product helped my husband not snore anymore. So now I can sleep. That was on a call I had. And I'm like, she was like, well, my story's not large enough. Yes, it is. Your husband doesn't snore anymore. He sleeps better. He doesn't need a CPAP. And now you're sleeping better. We all know that we need sleep, right?
Yeah.
Now I am a complete bear if I don't sleep. If I don't get my 9 hours sleep, I'm a bear. I need it. We need it. Well, we need it to, we need that rest and digest time. We all know that. But some people are just so easy to settle. They're like, oh, I just don't sleep. I toss and turn all night. I have night sweats. My husband snores. I snore, whatever it is. You don't have to live like that.
So what's your favorite product, Kat, other than Fix? Obviously, Fix is a given. That's the flagship product. So what other products do you really like in the suite of products that we have?
That is a great question because I did a ton of videos today and I was talking about all the other products because I was just Fix girl, Fix and Fulvic. I'm obsessed with parasite cleanses. I've been down that rabbit hole since 2020 about getting rid of all the parasites, if that's even possible, out of our bodies, and then getting rid of all the inflammation. So obviously Fix, staple, Fulvic, love, must. But I am newly obsessed, and this is to any of my ladies and gents, if you have any weight you need to lose. When they told me to do the Slim Core caps, now I didn't want to take caps. I just don't want to, I don't take medicine. None of that stuff. But I was not losing the weight like I wanted to. So they said, well, try the caps. I get so much energy. Try the caps. And I was like so hesitant. So I'm newly obsessed with the caps and the coffee. And I also wasn't a coffee drinker before that. So people say, I'm not a coffee drinker. Well, I wasn't either. 10 years ago, I just gave it up and never went back to it until now. So I have my one coffee, Java coffee in the morning. And then around 1 or 2, I have my one cap and then my greens with my fulvic. So I would probably say the caps and the coffee. That's my new obsession. And I've lost 10 pounds since
Since,
boot camp.
since boot camp.
Since boot camp, yeah.
Wow, what's that, 3 weeks, 4 weeks?
Yeah, 3 weeks.
That's just on the coffee and the caps.
Yep. And
Wow.
I have not, people ask me this, so I always follow up with it. I have not worked out. I haven't worked out since I moved. So before October 15th, I haven't even got on my Peloton, not once. So it's just product because I've done nothing different. I'm actually a potato because I work and sit on my new couch with my big TV. I need to get my butt in gear. But yeah, amazing.
Wow. That's incredible in that shorter period of time.
Yeah. Does
So,
anybody have any questions for me?
is there anybody got any questions on the products particularly? No, cool. So when did you join MPG? When was that epiphany?
February 9th, 2025. And I am horrible with dates, but that one I will remember forever.
She's not even been
February
a
9th.
so literally, what's that, 9
Yeah.
months? 9 months ago?
9 months ago. 9 months ago. And then what was it? It's on my Facebook. I want to say February, March. Oh gosh, I shouldn't quote dates. I'm horrible. But Blue Diamond was so quick.
May, wasn't it? Looking at your pin post on Facebook.
What does it say? May 9th?
May, something like that. Let's have a look.
Yeah,
May.
May.
Definitely May.
March, April, May. 3 months. Yeah, 3 months. Incredible. We have over, let's see, 16 on one leg and 17 on one leg, 1,700 on one leg, and 1,600 on the other leg. So over 3,000 people in our organization.
Wow.
Incredible.
So to be that successful that quickly, Carrie, you've obviously got a real big background and success at network marketing before, haven't you?
No. Gosh, no. Failed miserably. You know what? I go so far as to say, when I opened my first salon when I was 23, I always said I never want to own a business again. I don't want to do network marketing. I don't want to own a business again because I suck at managing. I would say that about myself. Can you imagine? Imagine saying that negative stuff about yourself. But I would say I am good with the hands-on. I'm good at the technical stuff, but I'm not good at managing. I'm not good at motivating. And I was so wrong. I was like sending the wrong message to myself. And I don't know what it was that led me to just really seeing the vision so clearly in this company. Danielle, Chris, God, obviously, but I don't know. It just like opened up this need and want to help other people, knowing that I don't need to be perfect. I don't need to have all the answers. I just need to care. And just having the support in this company and the freedom to celebrate my faith and the freedom just to be goofy and vulnerable and share all these things, it just, I don't know, it just made me feel like I could be good at this, if that makes sense.
And the one thing that come across, Carrie, I remember standing in the hotel foyer. I think it must have been the Friday morning before we went into the Sapphire and Above event. And you were sitting there with Kim, was it? Your friend
Yeah,
Kim?
good memory. Yeah.
Both of you were just sitting there, and you were both so humble. And then I
Oh,
started talking to you, and you said you're a blue diamond. So I sort of went, "Hello."
oh, you're so sweet.
There's a couple of ladies with their hands up. Please, Claire, you were first. What would you like to say, Claire?
Oh, hi, Carrie. I don't look, it's nice to see you again. Obviously, we had a chat after you did your talk, and I just said to you, thank you for sharing your story, because it was like listening to my life, and it was so lovely to hear you and see you. So, what would you say within the first month of you setting this up? What do you think was your winning? What was the secret of your what was your secret really, do you think, to sort of like get moving really, really quickly? What worked for you and what didn't work for you? So if there's a key takeaway we can take away, what one piece of advice or what would you share with us?
Great question. Awesome, awesome question. And I honestly would say that I did what Danielle did. So for the first time, I listened and I did what she did. I followed what she did and I asked questions and I reached out to everyone. So now you see my social media. I share away all the time. I did not do that at the beginning. I was a behind the scenes girl. So I reached out to everyone, as uncomfortable as it felt and as weird as it felt. I reached out and I did exactly what she did to me. She genuinely asked me, would you be open to some more information? Or she told me at the beginning when I reached out to her, she said, Google this or Google it. I did exactly what she did. And then I followed up until that person said yes. And I wrote everything down. I was never that organized before. I just waited till someone came to me. And then if they asked and they didn't order right away, I would fall off. My advice, and I tell my team this all the time, do not think of it as a sale, think of it as a connection. Mm-hmm. Reach out to absolutely everyone you know, because if you do want this to be your job, you have to treat it like a job. Mm-hmm. So reach out to everyone, but think of it as a connection. It's a lot of work and it takes a lot, because if you work with people, you understand that you're going to absorb everything, but it is so worth it. So if you reach out,
so don't speak to me.
And I reach out to all these people today. I want you to write it down, and then write the date. And then next week, I want you to reach out again and say, hey, I sent you some information, or I asked if you were open to some, and ask them a question, because that's building that connection and that trust. And then keep following up. Mm-hmm. Because if you genuinely care about that person and why you're reaching out to them, those follow-ups will not feel uncomfortable and they will appreciate it. So ask the questions, reach out to everyone, and build those connections. Key to everything. Even now, I'm going to share with you, when I get randos in my messages, men, hey, or duh, whatever they say, I send them a little thing saying, thank you for your message. Are you open to some information about my wellness product? Can I tell you, I don't know if they're just yanking my chain, but some of them will say, yeah, sure. I actually have a guy that's on hold because he's like, oh, actually, I have XYZ medical condition. Maybe I could. So you see what I'm saying? You should never be shy and just do it.
Yeah.
But keep asking questions, because it keeps that door open and it builds that connection, and it also builds that trust, and it gives you another foot in to follow up.
Yeah, that's great.
Is that helpful?
Yeah, great. Thanks, Carrie. Yeah, brilliant.
Okay.
And that's just consistent, Dan, Carrie, isn't it? Because if you talk to the seasoned marketeers, they talk about multiple contacts before someone makes a six, seven, eight contacts. People are probably better educated than I am on that, but 6, 7, 8 contacts before someone else makes that positive decision. And now with Campfire, we've got a reason to go back to those people again, haven't we? Invite them in to have a look at that. Julie, over to you.
Oh yeah, hi, Carrie. Sorry, I didn't realise I wasn't muted before.
That's okay.
I was telling my partner to be quiet. Then I thought I wasn't muted. Whoops. You have actually answered most of the things that in Claire's question, actually. But what do you normally lead with? Are you actually leading with the business, or are you leading with your story of menopause? Which have you found is better, or what have you shared?
Okay, so that is a phenomenal question, and that is huge in all of our calls lately, because when I originally started, I led with the business because I was excited about the business. And then somewhere along the way, I started leading with the product. And then my business kind of stopped for a little bit. And then now they're reminding us lead with the business, because we already know the product's amazing. The product is what's going to get us into the business, right? So lead with the business, because if you want this as an incredible opportunity for you, you want business partners. So lead with that. And then if they're not interested, that's fine. Then you can just share with the business. So I've gone back to leading with the business. That's a great question. And yeah, I was kind of mad at myself for forgetting that.
But I guess it's so easy to be excited about the product, isn't it? Whether it's Fix or one of the other products and things like that. Anything to say, Julie?
Yeah, I think. Can I just say, Carrie, because in the UK, I do believe we've got an amazing opportunity, and that's what I did lead with at first. But sadly, a few people that have joined me tried the product and they've just faded away. They're not responding to anything. Even though, I mean, I still believe that we've got a fabulous opportunity following what you guys have done. Why can't we do the same? But I don't understand. I don't understand why people actually stop when, they're not seeing the results with Fix. We did all make a mistake at first as well, as I think in America was the same, leading with the weight loss, the fat loss. That's what people have been disappointed in. And so they're not then seeing that they've still got a great business opportunity because the product didn't work for them.
Yeah. Well, you know what I say to that? Because I had someone say that to me the other day too, saying she made a mistake with that too. And I said, actually, you didn't, because the clinical studies show that this product does burn visceral fat. So it's not a mistake. It's just that we are learning that this product is so phenomenal at working on all the things that we need work on. We have to be careful inside our body, that some people take so much longer. Think of all the damage in some people's bodies. It's going to take them so much longer to see the benefits on the outside. So I would change that mindset and just encourage them. This is where we as leaders have to become super aggressive with supporting these people, because 9 out of 10 people need you to tell them it's okay, right? How many times in your life did you already have the answer in the back of your head and you knew you were being crazy thoughts, but you needed someone to tell you it's going to be okay, stay with it, or don't quit, keep going? So obviously people are going to fall off. We don't want to drag people, but a lot of people need encouragement. They need to know. They don't need to know when we make mistakes or we learn as we go. They don't need to know that. They need our encouragement. Hey, Susie, stay on the product. Maybe your body needs longer. Maybe you need twice a day. Maybe you need Fulvic to clean the pathway so the product works quicker because you're impatient. You see what I'm saying? So we have to work on these tools as leaders and guiders, because people need that. Even with the whole their credit card something happened with their credit card, like we're embarrassed for them, right? Because it's happened to me a million times. You still need to reach out to them and say, hey, Susie, I noticed your credit card didn't go through, or your order didn't go through. Is there anything I can do to help you? It could be our system. I just want to make sure you have your product in hand. All these things, you see, and the more you do that, the more comfortable you will reaching out to people and just saying, don't quit. Like, don't quit. And if they quit anyway, that's okay. We just keep building. Next. And that's what I'm working on in my business. I got so caught up in just making sure every single person was okay. Every single person understood every step, that I kind of forgot that I got to keep building. So come with me, or I'm going to keep building.
And at the end of the day, there's 8 billion people on this planet, and you've reached Blue Diamond. You can work out for yourself, everybody, the levels of income Carrie's got in. If what do you say, 1,600 people on one leg, 1,700 on the other. If you understand the compensation plan, you can work out how much that's worth to Carrie every single month. It's got zeros on it. Long and short, it's got lots of a few zeros on it. And ultimately, so you've got 3,000, just over 3,000 people in your team, and you're earning more than average, eh? Let's put it a lot more than a typical hairstylist earns, eh?
Oh my gosh. Like,
don't need
hair is my fun job right now. Like, I don't even, why do I go? I love them so much, but why do I go? It's funny.
Wonderful. So, Carrie, you referred to your sponsor, and we've called her the poop lady on the. We've all been well. We'll be having her on one of these calls at some time soon as well. So, I mean, her and Chris's story, her husband, were. I think everybody had tears in their eyes, didn't they? They were incredible people.
Oh my God, the most amazing people I've ever met. Everybody is. I mean, look at everybody at boot camp. My gosh, the people, the stories, the humbleness. It's unreal. I'm so blessed. I'm so blessed to be around all of you. All of you. Absolutely incredible. We're so lucky.
Susan, you got your hand up. Unmute yourself, please. You there? Can you hear me? Hold on, let me see if I can help you. So while we're trying, oh, there we go. You're unmuted now, Susan.
Yeah. Oh, hi, Carrie. I just had a question for you. How many people of your customers or in your team have actually had a healing crisis? And what do you know? What can you tell us about healing crisis? I've got somebody at the moment who his eczema's got a lot worse, and I know it's a healing crisis. I know it's coming out of the skin because it's our biggest organ, isn't it? And it's obviously a detoxifier. Just wonder if you'd had many of your clients with a healing crisis.
When you say healing crisis, you mean negative reactions or
got worse before they got better?
I personally have not, thankfully. I haven't. I'm trying to think on the Diamond Call what we've talked about. I know, what is the term for it? One of our other teammates, she is a cancer survivor, and I don't remember the word for it, but she said it can mimic the symptoms after the effect or something. But they had talked about it, but I haven't had any personal experience with it. My answer to everything is drink more water, but that's what I tell my team if they're like this.
But that's what I'm told.
Yeah, move your body. And 9 times out of 10, it has nothing to do with the product. It's just they're so worried about trying something new. They're thinking about every little thing that's going on in their body. I mean, people sit in my chair all the time and they're like, oh, this or that. I'm like, it has nothing to do with your haircut. You're probably just stressed. So I just try to encourage them. I just try to support them, but I haven't had anything really crazy.
No, that's why I tell him. I tell him to drink lots more water. And he's very good, actually. He's been watching the Dr. Ben Bowers video. So basically, he's got eczema, and his eczema's got worse, but it's actually coming out. It's being drawn out of his body, basically. He's detoxifying. And then his asthma's got worse, but he says he's definitely not got a chest infection. It's all starting to die down now. So I think he's had a healing crisis, and everything's starting to repair itself. And I just wondered, if anybody had experienced something like that, because it's all quite new, isn't it?
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
it's
I've
quite
never been
quite
so
interesting because it's all starting to die down now, and it's just, I think sometimes when we start fix, we detoxify and we go to the toilet a lot, don't we? I mean, I certainly did when I started.
Yeah.
And I think you can detoxify, you know, by going to the toilet quite often all through your skin, and this is what's happening, you know, with this person.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just learning more about it. But yeah, just to let you know that, you know, it will happen. It can happen sometimes.
Yeah, remember,
Yeah.
all
And
Fix is doing as well. Remember, all Fix is doing, all it's doing is triggering those bitter receptors, which in turn communicates to your vagus nerve.
yeah,
What
Right.
happens after to your body from that point is your own body doing it. It's not Fix doing
Right.
it. Fix has already done its
yes,
job.
yeah.
Fix has done its job in the first second that you can.
With the bitter, with the bitter, yeah. So
That's a great
basically, yeah.
point.
So it's definitely, because I used to do Forever Living, and we had a product for eczema, and we always used to say to people that if you've got eczema, it can make your eczema worse because it's literally drawing it out of the body.
Ah,
Well,
Yeah.
it might be the
So
same.
that's why I
interesting.
knew that it was possible having a healing crisis. And at the end of the day, it's the vagus nerve, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
detoxifying.
Yeah.
But fortunately now it's getting a lot better. So hopefully,
Yeah.
you know, we'll see all the
Well, what do
massive.
they say, right? All the stuff, even with like the detox, the fulvic and all those detoxes, it's got to come out, right? So it's got to come out in your sweat, your,
Well, that's right. It's got to come out, hasn't it?
yeah,
And
it's
this is
got to
what's
come out.
happening.
Where else is it going to go? It's not going to just disappear. It's got to come out. So
It's
I
got to,
know, yeah. So that's kind of a light bulb moment. I know with my dog, I give it to my dog because he has massive allergies and just, you know, all the vaccines that I gave him when he was younger that I regret. But he had, like, I'm telling you, like critter things coming out of his eyes. And so it's got to come out. I say, thank you, Lord, let it go, you know?
it's got to come out. That's true.
So talking
Yeah.
about your team then,
Oh.
Carrie, how many people have you recruited yourself? How many people you personally sponsored so far?
I want to say that's a good question. I should look at that. It's been a while since I looked at that. I look at the whole team because it's the numbers are so much larger.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look.
Ballpark?
Yeah, I don't even know. That's terrible. We try to look at it as we're one big team, you know? So I never really focus on just mine. I've had a lot of people discouraged. I've had to, you know, reach out to a bunch of people and get them excited about it again. But we try to look at it as the whole team. And we have the diamond call, and then we have my top leaders have theirs, and then I just participate in that. And actually, now that you say that, I have really just lost focus on the number of the people that I took in.
At the end of the day, as you say, it's all one team of people, one family of people, all
Yeah.
benefiting
Yeah.
lots of different
For real.
ways. Okay. I mean, that diamond call, that sounds quite interesting. Who on this call would like to be on that diamond call early in the new year?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Please.
let us know.
Yes. I want to see you guys walking that stage. I want to be like, remember the call we were on? And we were talking about the critters?
We're looking forward to going to Momentum. So the boot camp, Carrie, you mentioned that was the first event that you'd really been to in this sort of direct sales network marketing space.
Yep.
What was your sort of expectation of it before you go? And what was you think it was going to be like? And what was your then takeaway from it?
Well, I was so incredibly nervous. And even when I got there, I felt like a little kid, first day of school with no friends. I was so freaking nervous. I can't even begin to tell you. I am super social, but I'm better at one-on-one, a small group. Big groups absolutely terrify me. And I was so nervous and intimidated. But it was my first. And when I left there, I felt like, which is so weird to say, but I felt like I slipped into my leadership role because it gave me, I don't know, like it just gave me that feeling of, wow, this is incredible. That's what I want to be like. I want to inspire people. I want to share things that help people not give up. So when I went home, I'm like, I'm here forever. This is it. Like I got on stage. You guys know I cried backstage begging Byron to not make me go out there. And I was like, I can't do it. I told Chris and Danielle, I'm like, I quit. I can't do it. And when they told me to go back, they said, oh, we'll just ask you a couple questions. I got back there and like, no, you're going to go out there. I'm like, I cried like a baby. And he took the curtain and he was like, Jesus, look up there. He was like, Jesus, that's your team. Like, that's everyone. And they deserve to hear your story. They came here for a reason. I was like, oh my God. Ah! So
Well, if you hadn't gone on stage, you wouldn't have been able to pick that little thing up that's sitting on your desk in front of you, which I'm sure you'd like to show everybody.
I know. I've never gotten an award in my life. Like, I barely graduated high school, couldn't afford to go to college, went to hair school on a whim. I've never gotten an award. I've never had someone say, Carrie, you inspire me. Oh my God. People were crying in the bathroom. I had a younger gentleman come up to me, tell me he was going through a divorce and he wanted to be where I am. And he was like, gosh, I hope I can do it. I'm like, not hope, will. And I'm like, this is what I want to do because I've suffered for way too long by myself in silence. And I don't ever want anyone to do that ever again, whether it just be their health or financial or all of the above. So after that, I was like, wow, I was so inspired. When I get off that stage, I'm like, I love it. I love it. I don't know who I am or what I said, but I love it. And I just want to do this full time. Like, I don't even want to do hair anymore. Don't tell my clients, but I don't. So yeah, it was magical for me.
No. Sorry, my phone. Oh, someone's ring. Go away. Can you hear?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, excuse me. Someone's ringing me on my phone Telegram.
Oh, no worries. I think it's louder for you than it is for us.
You can't hear. I'll speak over it. So you never came across as somebody that was nervous and was having a bit of a panic attack. You come across as who you are.
Oh my gosh.
Now, Claire, you got your hand up again for another question, Claire?
Yeah, I'm just interested. When you just said then, Carrie, about doing hair, I was going to ask you how much time do you dedicate to this? So your average day, if you're still working, how many days a week are you still doing hair? What percentage of time are you focusing on this business?
You have great questions. I love them. So when I first started, we joke about this because I actually miss the group chats and staying up all night with these ladies because we just went full guns a-blazing. We were calling and following up and group chatting and group, getting people in group chats to talk. We were doing it what felt like 24/7. And now that, it's settled in a little bit, and I've thought about leaving the salon a million times, but it's just not the right timing for me. Now I try to structure it because all the podcasts and the leaders that I follow, they say you have to have structure because not everyone is doing this full time or only doing this. Many people have families and working a full-time job, and we don't want those people to get discouraged. So what I'm doing now is structuring my day. So I do hair 3 days a week. Mm-hmm. And then the 2 other days that I'm home, I try to dedicate that to guest Zooms and doing all those things because I got to put my face on and everything. And then what I do is now I structure for me. I don't know if it's perfect yet, but for me, I structure time in the morning when I'm having my coffee and I'm sitting with my dog and I do my posting, my birthdays and all my social media stuff. And then when I get home from the studio, I'll do all my follow-ups if anybody reached out, or I'll comment on all the social media things. And then I really try every day. I don't always succeed at this, but I'm trying to be a little more aggressive with it because I want to grow, because I want to get to the next level, and I want to help my team do that too, is reach out. So I take a half an hour every day and try to reach out to new people, which is really hard for me because I feel like I've kind of exhausted everybody I know. So I would really map out those times and stick to it every day. And that way you don't feel like, burnt out or feel like you're just standing there in front of your computer hoping someone's going to reach out to you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's great.
I guess a little bit of planning. I guess planning your days, planning your weeks. I guess it's a think you said, treat it like a proper job. And, Claire, you've come from a corporate background. You plan out your days, you plan out your weeks, don't you? And this should be no different if you want to get that top result, Susan, is that another question, or is that from before you got your hand up?
Oh, I've not lowered my hand.
All right.
There, I've lowered my hand.
Lovely. So anybody else got any other questions for Carrie? This is an amazing opportunity for someone that's been not for very long, but you've done a lot in 9 months. Rachel, please.
Oh, hello. Sorry about that. I was on, and then somehow I got kicked out, and I've come back on again. So I think I've probably been taking Fix for a similar time to you, Carrie. And I've got on really well with it. So I've lost quite a bit of weight. But I've been absolutely rubbish at selling it. And I'm a beauty therapist, so I've had clients talk to me about it and ask me about it, and I've said, oh, it's really good, and recommended it to them, and a couple of them sent emails with the link on, but they never got any further than that. I've had one of them say, oh, I just couldn't really work it out, and didn't want to sort of sign my life away, didn't want to sign up as a consultant, and so I felt like it's been such a kind of hard sell. And usually at work I'm quite good at sales, so I'm sort of thinking, what am I doing wrong with the clients? Because they're saying to me, oh, we can see you've lost all this weight, what are you doing? So they seem genuinely interested, but then I seem to be falling like at either the first hurdle or the last hurdle, but somewhere along it I'm not managing to sign people up with it at all.
So I usually ask this question when and role playing is great with someone you know and trust, and someone who's where you want to be, which I'd be happy to do that with anybody offline if you ever want to do that. And it's helped like a few of my girls, because sometimes we're doing things or saying things and we just don't realize it. And if you get an objective view, you can see like, oh, whoa, you just sent me way too much information, or you didn't, how about like even just dating, you're dating and the other person just is so nervous. They just talk about themselves the whole time and they don't ask anything about you. So sometimes you can learn about your delivery, but my thing is really focus. Okay, so this is because I get excited too. Like I'm already like, oh, I should message this guy real quick.
Because I'm sure you've probably sold to loads of your clients at work, so you think it's the same sort of thing, and it is different to just selling them directly a bottle of shampoo, but it's still a basic sale, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And it's, it's one of those things. And when people sit in my chair and they say, oh God, my knee is killing me today. And I'm like, oh, you need the product. It's like what I want to say right away. But then I remind myself, no, I have to ask them questions. So what's wrong with your knee? Or, what have you done to try to improve it, and all these things? And then you segue into it. You've got to ask them questions. If you come right across and say, you've got to try my product, they're like,
Yes, that's probably what I do, because I go, I tell
no
them.
links, no links, no advertising. Let them ask you for that, because they want to be in control. We want to be in control. We want to be in control of making our own choices, but we need the information to make those choices. So the question is, how do we get the information to them without scaring them off? So same thing with hair. They're in my chair and I'm like, doesn't that shampoo smell so good? I'm like, smell it. And then I leave it alone. And then they're like, what was that shampoo you just had me smell? And I'm like, oh my gosh, it is so. Give them a little more information. It works amazing at preserving color. Leave it alone. You know what I mean? Same thing with the inbox. Same thing with the people you're in front of. Oh my gosh, I noticed you keep complaining about this. What is going on? Like, have you done anything to help it? Like, what have you tried? Like, what? I have this and I started this product and it's helped me so much. Leave it alone. Let them ask you, and then share a little more information. And I think that's the key, is just getting them a little information, asking them if you can share some more. Because if I said to you, hey, Susie, I don't know who Susie is today, but hey, Susie, I notice you keep complaining about your knee on social media. And it really breaks my heart, because you shouldn't have to live like that every day. Are you open to some information? I think I have something that might help you. Wouldn't you say, yeah, all right? Instead of, hey, Susie, check out my link. This product is going to cure your knee, right?
Mm-hmm.
So maybe just changing your approach and just taking you out of it and truly thinking about them. And of course we do that anyway, because we lead with love, but you know what I mean? Sometimes we just get so excited and then we just, share too much. Just take yourself out of it and just say, what is going on? Like, have you tried anything else? And then just share a little bit about, just to give them a taste. And then the more information you share, the more they're going to come to you and say, yeah, send me the link or whatever. And I if it's on social media, I'll say, what kind of information would you like? I never send information off the cuff, even if they reach out to me first. I would say, what kind of information are you up for? Video, testimonials, link, price. What would you like? Make no big deal about it. And that's what Danielle did with me. She made no big deal. She said, go Google this. Let me know what you find. Then it puts the ball in their court. Do the same thing if they're in front of you too. There's nothing worse than if someone says, oh, you got to try this. Even when I'm like out, when you're out at the mall or something, and the guy's like, try this. I'm like, you want to run. You may be starving, but you want to run, right?
Yeah, no, that's really helpful. Thanks.
Yeah. Right, let's have a chat tomorrow. Let's have a chat tomorrow.
Yeah, definitely. I'll be around in the afternoon tomorrow. So
I'll sponsor you, and you live about 50 yards from me.
Yes. Yes.
Let's do that. Ditty, you asked a question in the chat. I think I saw something pop up. What links, what information do you send to people, Carrie, about Fix, presumably about Fix?
So if they ask me on a post or they message me and say, like, hey, what are you talking about that coffee? I'll say, oh, I just started I'll just say something little like, oh, I just started taking the coffee in the caps. What kind of information would you like? That's my go-to because it gives them the control. And then I learn, because not everybody's information, how do I say that? Not everybody wants the same thing, right? So if you send me clinical trials, I'm not reading it. I could care less. Like I literally could care less. If you send me a long video, I might be at the studio and I can't turn it on. So if you ask me, if I say to you, oh my God, I want to know more about the coffee or whatever, and you say, hey, what kind of information would you like? I'm going to tell you in that minute what I need, right? And I'm going to say price. And then you're going to send me the price. And then you can follow up and say, hey, what did you think? Do you want some more information? Would you like to be in our testimonial group? And then if they're like, nah, it's just too expensive for me, just say, okay, if anything changes, please reach out. I would love to help you get started. And then you follow up again a week, 2 weeks later and say, hey, would you like a little more information? Or maybe you have an incentive for them at that point. At least you know where they're at. Does that make sense?
I think it's about keeping a little bit of posture and not coming across desperate.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think sorry, I couldn't figure out how to raise my hand on the phone and I'm driving. So
keep your eyes on the road, Ditty.
yes. So yeah, I just got my second person on board finally to be bronze, right? But I'm just struggling with really like how to approach people and how to talk to them or how to even what to send on the products. Like I'm in sales. So it's for me, it's not that I've done sales for 20 years. Like I'm going out to sell product right now. It's just different, different kinds of product. But I think I'm just struggling with more specifics about the product maybe to send, because if I lead with the business, I'm shut down. I'm done. Okay. People are like, no, pyramid scheme, I'm out. I don't want to.
What is different? Like before you tell me more, what is different? Because when you tell me that tells me you know how to close a deal. So what is different about this that you feel?
Right, but that's exactly what I mean. Like I feel like I need more things about the product to be able to say to people, because I don't have weight loss. I have inflammation. Yes, I can definitely see that it's to sell something, you got to really explain what is it that's great about it. And for me, it's definitely my knees. Like, so I can say that the inflammation has really worked well for me. It goes into burn visceral fat, which has really helped a lot for me with like my cellulite has diminished significantly. And then I start talking about other people, right? Like I can say, oh, well, some people, I don't sleep any better. I don't, like any of those other things that other people have. I don't go in and say, this doesn't happen to me. I just go say a lot of people sleep better, or a lot of people, lose weight, or a lot of people, blah, 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 but I just, for like, I'm needing more things about like how to talk more about it. I think what to say.
I think maybe you're overcomplicating it, because maybe what I hear is, in your job, you're used to knowing everything, feeling super comfortable with it, being able to answer all the questions and provide all the details. And you don't need, I did not start my business on my experience. I started the business on, wow, this product is changing lives. I want you to do it with me. So, you can use other people's stories. That's great. But what if you just take yourself out of it for a little bit and just practice this? Take you out of it. Just say, okay, my experience is over here. If they ask, I'll share with them. But you just look at what it's done for me. And I can tell you, in a short amount of time, I was able to pay off my debt, save a ton of money. I was living in 40B, income-based, with my kids. It was embarrassing. I had to move because I made too much money. So now I'm living in a townhouse, all these things. You can tell them, I am watching this product change everybody's lives. You don't need to go into great detail. Keep it super simple. People don't want it overcomplicated anyway. So take yourself out of it and just say, you got to do this with me. Did I lose you?
What I hear with that is, oh, it's another pyramid scheme, right? It's another, it's another pyramid scheme, right? Pretty much. So that doesn't work for, for me, or for the people that's in my friend groups.
That's totally understandable.
The product has to fully speak for itself, and I think that it does. But when I give them, like, I'll give them, like, this is fixed, the link, because like you said, just have them kind of do research on it on their own. But I kind of have to send them something to do research about. Do you see what I mean?
Well, yes, I do. I totally understand. That makes complete sense. So that's where I would go back to, hey, I have something phenomenal. Now, this is where you do your homework, right? You say, Susie over here, I'm going to reach out to her. So what can I latch on to? What can I connect with her about? What do I think she could benefit? If you're just cold calling people, well, you're just going to say whatever and hope that something catches. But if you see Susie and she's struggling with something, you're going to mention that, and that's where you're going to connect with her. Or if it's a friend and a friend has gained a ton of weight and they're going to be super stubborn and they hate, network marketing, then you can just say, hey, listen, I know you're skeptical, but are you open to some information? And then when they say, Carrie, you again? Okay. Then you ask. It's like asking their permission. Yeah. What can I send you? The best way to get people connected is our testimonial group. If you guys have, I don't know, I always forget. You guys are
on Facebook or what?
Yeah.
Are you guys on Hopstars? You might not be on Hopstars, are you? No.
There's a Facebook groups that we're all part of. I think we've been following.
Yeah, if you have a testimonial Facebook group, those are the best. And now we have Campfire. If you have ACE, we have that. But what I would do, and I tell all my people, when you go home, when you join or you have someone join, set up your notes, super basic, put your links in there, grab some really amazing videos from YouTube, whether you ask me, Neil, Danielle, whoever your sponsors are, ask them for your top videos that work for them. Save those in your notes. Put a note on top for anybody who asks about this. Copy the pricing. And then just set those up so that when people do ask you, you have those things on the fly. And then you just readjust it as you get more comfortable and you figure out what people are really asking for.
Yeah.
But I think the key is just telling everyone, I've got something amazing. Are you open to some information? And then ask them what they're open to, and then being ready to provide them with that information and then following up. Super easy. Same thing for everybody. Follow up is key, and then don't overthink it. And as you go, you're going to be like, oh, I'm building all these relationships. It's easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, just one thing I do this year, I'll just say, look, would you have a look at this for me? And I either use what we've been using is that website that we created. I'll send it to you, Carrie. So that, what's it called? ActivatedVegas.com. I'll send you that. If you've been on the group, Ditty, and I use that, or now I'm using the Campfire as well. And I'll just say, have a look at, would you have, look, this is amazing. Can you have a look at me? And then just follow up and then just ask them the simple question at the end of it. Are you interested in being a customer, or would you like to be earning $5,000 a month in 3 months' time? And I'll just.
Yeah, but that's the thing is,
sorry?
I'm just finding that when it becomes too sales pitchy, that's when I'm losing everyone. And so but I really like that came out last week. That was the 19-minute where he speaks about Fix, where Dr. Bauer speaks about Fix. That one is to the point. It's not too long, but it's long enough where it really explains stuff. But I guess I was just kind of, trying to figure out like what are the sites that, to make people intrigued. That's not so sales pitchy, because again, even for me, if I see that on some kind of product, I'm out. I'm already out. I'm out, because
definitely.
I need to see what the product is and if it's something that's for me. And then, because we all know that if you sell something, you can make money on it, right? So then that kind of comes second.
Do you use social media at all?
Yes, for my healing business. And I have a personal Facebook, but it's not something that I am going to compromise on.
Okay.
On
use
Fix on. It would have to be
Okay, that makes sense. I wonder if you could incorporate it a little bit. Something.
Yeah, I will on some things. Absolutely, I definitely will on some things. It just has to be the right thing.
Yeah, that website that we created,
just has to be the right
Activated Vegas. So that talks about talks about people's vagus nerve. It talks about what Fix does and the different areas that it helps people. So it's not very salesy at all. I'll send you, Carrie. See what you think of it.
You know what I do too?
Yeah, I think I have it activated, Nick.
If you have, if anybody else has other businesses or other things, and you feel uncomfortable with leading with this, that was me too at first, even though I knew everyone that sat in my chair could benefit from it. So what's been helpful for me too is buying the trials. I don't sample Fix because we know that people need to be on that for the long term. So I tell them about the Fix, and I do the QR code in the studio on a little piece of paper. I don't spam them with it. I just say, here, please take this. And do you drink? Like I say, like when Fit came out, I said, if they talked about weight loss, I'm like, if I give you a couple to try, will you try it? So I give them one in the studio to try, and they feel good immediately. And I say, if I give you a couple, will you try it? So I put in a nice little bag, I give it to them. And I've had a lot of good responses with that. And now I'm doing it with the coffee, and that's helped get some orders too. So that's another option too. It's a soft introduction maybe.
But I think but do people actually feel something right away? Because I didn't feel anything.
With coffee? With the coffee?
I don't drink coffee.
Oh, okay.
But
well,
just Fix in general, like I don't.
Not Fix.
No,
Fix. Yeah. Fit, the greens, and the coffee is what I sample. And I actually have people messaging me all the time, clients. They're like, can I buy the Fix sample pack? Because I'll buy the sample pack too and sell those. I don't know if they still have those, but I did buy a bunch of those for the studio too. People are like, can I buy them? And I mark them up $10, $15. So I'm fully transparent. I say, if If you buy it in the studio, it's $15 more. If you sign up, I make them sign up. They put their email in, sign up. But I'll say, you don't need to buy anything, but you can buy it from me in the studio forever if you want. But the email is here if you want to save money. So I do that too, and that's helpful. Most of them have joined. I only have 2 that buy it strictly through me. But that's a nice idea to introduce it to and still make your money back too.
Do you know any, because I have people that wants to sign up in Denmark, but it's not open for Denmark. Do we know anything about when?
It would be it's going to be the new year, Ditty. I'm waiting. I've got a message waiting back from Terry to give us an update since boot camp, see if anything's developed. But the impression I got at boot camp, it was going to be early in the new year. There's lots of us waiting on for that.
Okay.
There's a few hundred of us. There's a few hundred of our teams that are already buying the product. So listen, look, guys, I'm just conscious of the time. Julie, just to answer your question, Julie, caps.
Thank you so much.
Cheers, Julie. Thank you. Julie, caps are in the back office. It's a product that stimulates weight loss through increasing your metabolism. There's more information I've just checked to make sure it is on the UK store, and it is as well. Great. So, Carrie, look, we've taken your time up for an hour. Appreciate you coming on. It's the middle of the day for you, of course. It's not in the evening for us. So I really, really appreciate you coming on, Carrie. I hope everybody has had some value out of that. I've got it recorded, so I'll send you a copy of that, Carrie, as well, just your bits of records and whatever. So everybody, thanks for coming on. Thank you, Carrie. And again, huge congratulations.
Thank you.
Blue Diamond and Leanne. It's an absolute pleasure meeting you and your team and everybody else. So really appreciate you coming on. And we'll be. I
appreciate you.
Look forward to seeing you again in Momentum in March. Of course.
Bye, everybody. Thank you so much.
Of course, you'll be going to Momentum, won't you? Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. Wonderful. Thanks, Carrie. Thank you, everybody. Speak to you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.